Welcome into the Broforce Squad podcast, where we are doing a movie commentary on 1984's The Terminator, and we'll be drunk. We have our movies paused at the MGM logo. The lion just roared for the first time. This is on Hulu. You can get on YouTube. You can get on Amazon, or if you have the DVD. But get there, and while you do, we're going to go around and meet the pros. First off, Nate Thurman, and before he was the American hero, he first interviewed as the Terminator. Can you tell us about your experience?
Yeah, I just don't think I had really jumped onto the steroid train yet, so they really weren't feeling my body structure and body type at that time. But
so you were terminated?
Yeah, I was terminated. Me and Arnold had some good interaction because we were there during the interview process, but unfortunately, it just did not work out.
And next in the background, you heard our legal counsel, Ronnie Cycli, who actually defended the Terminator and Sarah Connor in the same case. Now, I'm not a legal counsel, but isn't that kind of a conflict of interest?
Not at all. They both had different reasons for going to court. Like they can both win and both be happy about it. And that was great.
Yeah, true story.
Yeah.
I'm sure
he's not
human.
Settled. He's not human. You can't take him to court. What are you going to do?
Sure they settled. All right, MGM logo. The lion roared for the first time. Terminator, 1984. We're going to press play in 3, 2, 1, go.
So I have a question for you guys. Are you guys like me? I saw Judgment Day first before I saw this movie. Did you guys see this one first?
I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen, I don't think, really any of the Terminators.
Wow.
We're coming in dry. I think I've seen bits and pieces of this, to be honest, but we're gonna have a dry run at it.
Even Judgment Day?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're in for a treat. Matt, what about you?
Since we're all 90s kids, I believe I saw Judgment Day first, but since I was so young, I don't think I really knew what was going on. But later in my life, around high school, I watched all of them, and this one's fantastic. If you can kind of look past some of the 80s shit, Judgment Day is still a good movie today if you watch it.
Judgment Day, yeah, go ahead.
We're in the year 2029 here, just 9 years in the future now.
I know. I love how that when you probably saw this movie in '84, how futuristic that sounded. Now that we're very close to this, we're like, meh.
Yeah.
I think 29's overshoot. I think this is Minneapolis after George Floyd. Too soon? Sorry.
I did see The Last Action Hero, though, when it came out, which is
having fun. We're having fun.
I would say Judgment
Hero.
Day.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, please, go ahead.
Last Action Hero, I think, sucks. I haven't revisited it, but I remember when I was 12 it sucked. But Arnold is in actually some good flicks.
Yeah, he is. Iconic score here. I have to say Judgment Day is, when you rewatch this movie, it's actually fantastic. I think it gets overshadowed, again, because we're 90s kids. And so we grew up with Judgment Day. And Judgment Day can be said as like one of the greatest sequels of all time because it either is on par with or overshadows its predecessor. But this movie really does hold its own. It was just 10 years developed technology.
They took their time. I think was Judgment Day 92. I think
8 or 10 years.
Maybe?
It was a long time. Yeah.
84 though, man. If you talk, just ask your parents or your aunts or uncles. Like 84 was the year that everyone's going to get laid. Everyone's going to make money. Like that was the fucking year, man. That was the year.
I did not get laid.
It's kind of like 2020.
Yeah, I think I missed out on
March
that.
Not all of us were you, Matt.
Yeah, 2020 was setting up to be a good year. It was.
We're actually at Thurman's house
for like
New
5 days.
High-fiving, grab-assing. I was just sneezing on Thurman. No one cared.
Right in my mouth.
Yeah, it didn't even matter. He opened his mouth. He's like, do it. What am I going to do? Die? Nothing's going to happen to me.
COVID-19 doesn't exist. What are you going to do?
Little did we know.
Is this one of James Cameron's first?
I would imagine.
I mean, what an iconic first. Yeah. I mean, the guy has... He shows up every 10 years to do an iconic movie. And I mean, he really plays it better than so many others. But what a movie to like get started on.
Yeah, that's a good.
He has had an iconic movie every millennium. His first movie was
every
1978, Genesis, something like that.
I don't think I know that one. That sounds like a porno.
Probably is. L.A. 1984.
No push start on the car. Wow.
Oh, shit.
I mean, he works.
He doesn't have Bluetooth on. I'm surprised the car wasn't flying. To be honest,
Marty McFly comes through like, "Hey, excuse me, sorry."
It's 2029. Get with the fucking times.
Whooshing.
So Jeff isn't on this. That's probably why it's going to be good.
God.
But since Cycly was drunk and let him sign this contract, we have to copyright Jeff's fun facts. So, for James Cameron, he wrote this movie. It was a dream of his, a nightmare, actually. And when they got it, they had two actors in mind, and one was Arnold Schwarzenegger, the other was O.J. Simpson.
Wow!
I thought you were going to say Danny DeVito.
We would, yeah.
One off.
Wish.
I watched Danny
Cameron
DeVito.
hated both so much that he scheduled meetings with both of them, Arnold first, and he was basically going to just come back like, both these guys suck, give me someone else. But after the meeting with Arnold and seeing his ass cheeks, as you see here,
Jesus,
he was like, you know what? I think he's perfect for this.
That is a body. That is
no homo.
A well-made
body.
One tap it.
This was 84 too, which the only
and this is Paxton.
It was
he must
him
work
and
out.
Hulk Hogan were the only people with a body like that.
Look on the button on that. Yeah, is that Paxton? What's his name? He's in Titanic. He's in another James Cameron film.
Bill Paxton?
Bill Paxton.
Travis Barker's dad.
Is that really Bill Paxton?
Yeah, it is.
Holy shit. That's amazing.
James Cameron favorite. I think he's in like every James Cameron movie.
I think he died recently.
No, what?
Bill Paxton? Yeah, I think I heard
2020.
that. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a little fact checking, but yeah, Bill Paxton. Twister.
Yeah.
Good movie. Some great ones.
Titanic, man, come on. I love how what are you gonna do to this guy?
Boys with Costner.
Dude, Paxton died in February 2017.
He's been dead for
over 3 years.
May he rest in
for
peace,
real. R.I.P. Man, that sucks.
Yeah. For all those out there in the
pod fucking world 2020 takes another.
I love how the future basically they were
2020 is so vicious. It's taking people 3 years ago. It's bullshit.
We're gonna blame people 3 years ago.
Fuck this year.
So was the skid mark on his face like a tattoo, or is that like a recent incident?
Yeah, dude, don't bring it up. He's really sensitive to that. It happened when he was young.
We'll let that go. We've got some more lightning going on here.
I love this. I think, again, go back in the day with whether it was Star Wars or Terminators, these movies, there was such especially because they didn't have the internet, you would go to the movie and you wouldn't even know what you're about to see. I fucking love this, like the sense of adventure. Everything's spoiled.
The only trailer you got
everything's been done.
The only trailer you got for the Terminator is because you went to a movie 2 months before the Terminator.
Exactly. Yeah, you couldn't watch it on YouTube 10 times and break it down.
Yeah.
You forgot everything you saw 6 months ago. I really am jealous in a way of because we can watch these movies now and make fun of the technology and how but this was a sense of adventure we don't get. Originality.
Yeah, it's really
your coworker that works in the cubicle beside you, who's kind of chunky with big tits that you might do, didn't send it to you in an email. Nothing like that ever happened. That didn't happen in the 80s.
No.
No.
I'm glad
you have to
OJ
go back naked though. It'd be cool if you just have Nike shorts and a tank top or something.
I like that the director's gotta go back naked. They're why can't clothes go back in time? He's well, nope, gotta be naked. I want to see Arnold naked. It's gonna sell tickets.
Yes, that's 100% the reason. I know.
And honestly, as a straight man, I'm not complaining about Arnold being naked at all.
Oh, dude, as a very secure straight man, I appreciate beauty, and Arnold.
He's
definitely rocking it.
You're drunken fucking 84 eating popcorn. You look at your wife listen, I'm going to commit tomorrow and I'm going to buy What the hell was the saying back then? It wasn't
Yeah,
the Bowflex. That was in the 90s. I don't know.
It was that ab. Remember the ab rope that you would like? It was that machine that would just go back and forth on your stomach.
I'm gonna buy an ab rope tomorrow, and
I don't remember what those were called.
Get some self-maintenance going.
Ooh, nice little switcheroo with the gun there.
I always want to do this to someone.
What do you want to do with someone, Cycly? Point a
Not
gun
shoot them. I want to just run into a restaurant and go, "What year is it?" And then someone tell me, and then run out.
Yes, I agree with that. That'd be great. Yeah.
Like, what is today?
And this is Sarah Connor's son, right?
Yes. Spoilers.
This is Christopher Nolan before Christopher Nolan.
No. This is not Sarah Connor's son. This is Sarah Connor's
husband.
Future. No, well, Leigh, who gives birth to
I'm
Sarah
a Christian,
Connor's son.
so can I pretend that that's her husband so I can finish the film?
Yes.
Thank you.
It is John Connor's father.
They can't lay with each other unless they're married.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so sorry that I forgot that, guys. She's been married for so long. I forgot those were the rules.
1 + 2 = 3, but you can't throw out 2 to get 3. You know what I mean?
Got the right shoe size.
Yeah, you got to measure. That's what's important right now.
And we're good. Got some Nikes. All right.
Got any Air Jordans back there?
When they're talking about the future and they're like, "Oh yeah, everything's doom and gloom." I'm like, "But shouldn't things be better? Like, shouldn't we have the technology to?"
Can't we improve in the future?
God, they actually thought mini malls were going to be a thing in 2019. Shit, like, yeah.
Yeah, right. Welcome, Amazon.
If they remastered this film and everyone wore a mask, I think that'd be hilarious.
That'd be pretty good. Yeah, it would kind of feed into the futuristic aspect of it.
Even Arnold, he's like, I'm just going with the science.
What happens like when he gets caught immediately? He's like, well, that plan did not work out, guys. Did not see
he's like,
that.
Hey, I know you're half machine, but you still got to put a mask on, son. Okay, yes, I forgot. So, Cycly, this guy is from the future, and he comes back. And, you know, why he's back trying to stop the Terminator, you might as well get some ass. Apparently, condoms aren't a thing in the future, so...
Oh, yeah, 84. AIDS was the craze, man. AIDS was the craze. That's the motto of 84.
Yeah, they've got a latex shortage at this point.
Well... He says, well, they're actually a thing, but even in the future, it still doesn't feel as good as the real thing. So
that you couldn't do that today. You can't go to a phone book at a paper.
No.
And find the, find someone's address. And
so
I remember that.
As we know now, like they'll cast actors who, look like us, but then they get in phenomenal shape. But in the 80s, that wasn't really a thing. They'll just cast an actor to be a superhero and you don't have to get a shape at all. This chick got in phenomenal shape to play Sarah Connor, and she actually still does in the new one.
And she stayed, I was going to say, she stayed in it for the franchise.
Yeah.
She was a beast.
I don't know what this top she has on. Is that a jacket or is that like a shirt?
It's the 80s. That's all you got to know, man.
Okay.
Who cares? It's going to be off in a second.
Yeah, it is.
Remember the time fucking punch thing? Like, what the hell?
I did that at my job at TCBY.
Punching the time.
Could you imagine O.J. Simpson in this? I mean, yes, we can imagine him killing people, but...
I was actually literally going to say the opposite. Like, I just can't see him killing anyone.
Yeah.
That's so unbelievable.
Because just rips off the steering column.
Especially him running after a white woman. Like, I don't see that happening.
When you think of the 80s, though, I mean, the Naked Guns, he was in movies.
Airplane? Well, no, was he an airplane?
Actually, no, that's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, that's Kareem.
He's in the Naked Guns, but he's actually a better actor than Arnold at this time. Actually, a more well-known actor. The only thing Arnold has been in, Jeff, fun fact, was Conan the Barbarian.
You're right.
So, James Cameron hired him on. And this movie is supposed to come out in 83, but the director of Conan flexed his, Cyclo will love this, fucking muscles through a contract and said, no, actually, if we do a sequel, Arnold has that obligation to do first. So he had to do Conan 2 before he reshot this. And at that time,
Wow.
Cameron did a ton of rewrites during this movie.
Wow.
Has he ever elaborated on the changes he made? Because I would love to know, because I really like I watched this movie actually a few weeks ago, and
Talks amongst yourselves. I'll get them up.
I found it pretty redeeming because like I said, as someone who's been very pro Judgment Day, I didn't expect to enjoy this movie as much as I did. I think it gets overshadowed. So I was curious if he talked about any changes he did make.
Hold on, pulling it up.
Oh, you're good. Nate, if you're watching this for the
yourselves.
first time, yeah, what are your first impressions seeing this for the first time? Like, is the technology getting you? Like, what are you seeing so far?
Yeah, and I honestly forgot to turn the subtitles on, so I just turned them on just a minute ago. But so I'm trying to keep up best
It's actually
I can.
a silent film, so you don't need any.
Oh, perfect. I'll just need to see the gunfire there. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. So these guys are back. This is like completely novice, I know, like I said, because I'm coming to this dry. But I also see John Connors, who Arnold plays, but they're back from the future.
Yeah, so Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you're going to find this out here in a little bit, but is a Terminator, obviously. I mean, it's a little obvious.
Okay, I get that part.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So he
go watch something else on YouTube. Go watch porn.
Yeah, he's
it.
a Terminator. He has been set with it. So obviously, in the very beginning, there is a war between machines and man, and there is one human who is leading the resistance, and his name is John Connor. So the machines send a Terminator back in time to kill his mother, so she'll never give birth to that resistance leader. And so
Why
that
wouldn't
is
you
what
kill
he is
John
looking
Connor as a baby? Who cares? Just
Yeah.
watch the movie.
for. Well, hey,
All right,
Judgment Day, they go after him as an 8-year-old, all right, or 10-year-old, or however.
Yeah, that's true. Cameron used his time wisely. During the forced delay for Conan the Barbarian 2, start date of the movie, Cameron used the script for the Terminator as writing a sample to attract new writing opportunities around Hollywood. He eventually got a meeting at Brandywine Productions to remake a Spartacus that took the place in space. But when that fell through, the production company floated another property to Cameron, the sequel to Alien. Cameron went back a week later with the script treatment for Alien 2. That incorporated ideas for another script he had written called Mother, where a gigantic alien creature fights the female lead while she's strapped into a huge mechanical skeleton. The studio loved the take and hired him to write the Alien sequel. Also, Cameron, at the very end, and we'll get to this later in fun facts, but Sarah Connor was supposed to see as like an old woman, and he scrapped that, and he did a couple of rewrites for the Terminator, and he wrote the "I'll be back" scene during the layoff for Conan 2.
Wow.
So he did all that. And what do we do during quarantine? Gain 10 pounds and not talk to our wives.
Yeah. Play more video games. That's about it. That's
Okay,
incredible.
So he just went back and shot his mother?
No, he's going through. So that's another thing with timing. Like he went
That
to the
was
phone
Sarah
book,
Connor.
saw Sarah Connors. There's like 3 or 4 Sarah Connors in the phone book. He's
Yeah.
going from door to door finding Sarah Connors and killing them.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't know which Sarah Connor is the future mother of John Connor. So he's just going to kill all of the Sarah Connors. And this guy, he's a nobody. He's just a resistance fighter who's been sent back to try and protect her because the humans found out they were sending someone back in time.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
they were like, "Hey, he's not a robot. He's a real person." They're like, "Hey, man, here's a shitty job. Go back and try to protect her from a machine."
Good luck with that.
Yeah, like I'm like that's a little. I don't know why he talks about being volunteered for the job, but like or how he volunteered for it. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good.
So the other interesting part, and obviously this movie being out for so long and me never watching it fully. At this point in the movie, do we know that Arnold's character is a robot?
I don't think so. I mean, I would assume that if you saw the trailer, that might have been something that was revealed. But
Yeah.
you don't really find out anything until he kind of meets Sarah Connor and kind of breaks down the situation, which of course, would you believe it?
Yeah.
Like kind of thing happens. So, which is great. And when we watch Judgment Day, they do a reverse situation where Arnold Schwarzenegger, obviously he's a different robot, but he's still himself, is the good guy. And I love that they were able to do that. I mean, I know we'll do Judgment Day eventually, and we'll get into that when we do that, but so good.
I can't wait for Judgment Day.
Because like in real life, or just
a great Guns N' Roses song in it.
The Book of Revelations is coming up soon.
Yeah, we're about to go off on a tangent. End is nigh.
Now, Cycly, I think you're a way bigger fan of this than I am. I like Terminator, but have you seen T3? Because that's where it kind of started falling off for me, and I just stopped watching.
So, again, quarantine. I literally rewatched all of these movies a few weeks ago and watched T3 for the second time ever. I think the first time I saw it in theater. And I made a comment on one of the episodes that we did. It held up better than I thought.
Okay.
It's worth a rewatch. It's not as good as this one or Judgment Day, but it's not also as bad as I kind of remember. And maybe because my expectations were leveled.
So who are we fighting here in this scene?
We're in the future, right? We're back in the future.
I know. I said back from the future.
Yeah.
I said.
It's the machines versus humans, man.
Yeah, so this is back in 2029.
Which I don't think the technology. I mean, for a movie that's over 36 years ago, that's not that bad.
And this is live footage from CNN. They're just people are just protest. It's mostly peaceful.
Yeah, we haven't got much to like the laser shooting yet, but other than that. So right now
Could they redo this with The Rock? Because I'd watch.
Please no.
What? Oh, I'd be in on that. Yeah.
I would be in on that too.
Yeah, I'm down.
There's too many remakes. How are we? I'm one of those purists. I'm like, stop doing that.
Well, okay, but they're not going to stop. So let's make some good ones.
I get. Yeah, it's true.
So The Rock is Schwarzenegger's son, which makes sense because his nanny in real life looks Samoan or Mexican or something.
Oh, I thought you were meaning in the movie they're gonna make him the Terminator's son. I was like, wait, the Terminators can procreate now?
No, I'm saying in the movie The Rock is the Terminator's son, but then it twists to real life because they're like, well, that makes sense. He's tan, and Schwarzenegger's nanny, who he had 4 kids with, is also Hispanic or something.
That's the thread we're going down.
I don't even think you can call this movie The Terminator anymore.
Is that
the Procreator?
That's awesome.
Yes.
Joe Jetson is God.
I want that shirt.
If
Give
I had
it to
to
me.
masturbate to a cartoon.
What? Expand.
I hate saying had. Like, I've done it before. I'm just saying Joan Jetson would be my pick.
What is he wearing? Is that Albert Einstein? I can't even tell.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't get a good pick of it.
It's probably
I love this cop. I love this cop.
Be good.
He is just like his nonchalance throughout all of this.
So this hasn't changed too much. I mean, she has headphones and stuff like that. I mean, you would think though it'd be a simple thing. It's like, what if the phones are wireless in the future?
Well, it's like how Star Wars was in the future and they didn't have wireless.
This guy has been in a lot of stuff, but I can name you one other thing he's in.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Which guy?
The cop here. I want to say he was the cop in The Crow, but I know he's not. And then someone will say I'm racist, so I'm not going to say it. He's not the cop in The Crow, but
I think you can say the black guy and not.
It's okay. Yeah. When there's a white guy and a black guy in the
as
scene.
the most ethnic one on the podcast.
Yeah.
When we're back in '84, we can say the black cop, but when we're in the future, we can't.
No, actually,
God, there's so many rules.
You got to pay attention,
So Nate and I just watched Christmas Vacation, and we were talking about '80s hairstyles because Julia Louis-Dreyfus, we were talking about her. Like, these are the hairstyles we were literally talking about.
Oh, for sure.
Like, these girls can be really hot, but the hairstyles were distracting.
Oh my god.
I like it. I like the big hair. I think it's hot. But once
It's
again,
fucking
if you listen to Bro
beast of
for
a
Squad
lizard.
before, you know that I like the trashiest of trash. So, you know.
Have you known anyone who had like a pet lizard like that big or like that?
Not that big. I remember in middle school, I knew
damn.
people who had snakes
Ugh.
or stuff like that, but nothing like that.
Why the fuck would you have a reptile?
Number one phobia: snakes. Absolutely cannot stand them.
Why would you have a snake as a pet?
Well, this is awkward, Nate. For Christmas, I got you
God damn
snakes. It happened again. I can't believe I made this mistake. Third year in a row.
The chick in the pink's hot, man. I like her hair. I like her getup. That's awesome.
Well, I like the high top wash jeans though.
How else are you supposed to wash jeans?
Are they like the
one? You don't even wash jeans. That's just weird by itself.
Like the high waisted.
The high waisted wash.
Yeah, that's coming back. That's coming back now.
Washed is a term of fashion, Matt.
Yeah, it's fashion, honey. Look it up. Yeah, the hair. Yeah, super distracting.
Anytime you meet a chick and she has a roommate, one of them's a whore and the other one's not. So pick wisely.
Yeah, one's a virgin.
Yeah,
like they're always as opposites as can be.
It should make sense. Trope. They should both be whores or both be virgins. That's just not the way.
That's in horror films. That's in like comedies. That's everything.
It's like I want to fuck everyone. And I was like, well, I still like my parents and I have values. I'm like,
okay, then I want to fuck you. Okay, I figured it out. I don't want to fuck the whore.
So far from 84, not much has changed. I mean, people like driving those little buggy things.
Look at that camcorder.
It's 85 pounds.
The reason why our parents were in such a good shape because they had to carry the camcorder fucking everywhere.
Yeah, now, things now like cameramen are fat. It's dumbbell.
Well, and also cocaine, but you know.
Oh. Yeah, cocaine was prevalent these times.
That kept you thin. That's a bold move there, taking the pills with the coffee. Usually wash those down with water. He's just going straight coffee. I like it.
I miss the 80s.
He literally said 2-hour-old coffee.
You could take as many drugs as you want.
Yeah.
You missed the 80s. You didn't live the 80s.
Yeah. I was born in 88.
Yeah. I was born in 87. I have zero memory of the 80s.
I mean, for movies and stuff. You know what I mean?
No, I love it. Yeah.
God, look at that suit. It reminds me of like the curtains we had on our walls when I was a kid.
What is that like? I don't even know what to describe that as.
It's
like
not wool.
Thick. Yeah, I don't know.
It's gotta keep you warm and itchy. It looks so itchy.
I love the 80s because you could smoke, drink coffee, snort coke, and drink, and then bitch about how you had a heart attack.
I didn't see it coming.
Fuck, I'm young.
No warnings at all.
Yo, mama.
So that chick's being banged, listen to her headphones. Have you guys ever had sex with a girl while you or her listened to headphones?
Can't say that I have.
Are we off on time? I think we're at 3 different moments.
Maybe.
Oh, are we?
I think you're behind us because that sex scene happened a while ago to me.
No, it did. I wasn't talking in like it happened about a second ago.
Okay, I was like, wait, what?
But
because I'm in a bar right now.
That's I mean, dude, like,
yeah, I'm at the bar.
I mean, think about. I mean, I just think about my wife. Like, hey, I want to have sex with you, but also, like, they're going to talk about this really good segment on my sportscast show, so I don't want to miss that either. So
yeah, I'm sorry. Are you at the Kanye just put out this? Kanye just put out this banger that I'm really into, so I'm gonna put that in my headphones.
Helps to keep. What are you singing right now, Nate? Just want to make sure we're all together.
Phone book.
Phone book. Where are you at, Matt?
She's at some pizza parlor watching the news.
Yeah, you're like 15 seconds behind me and Nate.
Okay.
Yeah, she's at the payphone. She's picking it up.
She's realizing right now that the Sarah Connor. There's been multiple Sarah Connors.
She's talking to some chick with a haircut like mine, but with blonde hair.
She's at the payphone right now.
She just hung up on the payphone.
And she's outside now.
Yeah.
Is she at a club?
Nate and I are like.
Now she's outside of it. She's walking down the street.
No. She's not at the club yet.
She was at a bar.
Yes, he just passed the bar. No, I know what Matt's talking about. The club is later.
Damn, how far ahead is he?
I don't know what Matt's been up to over here.
Oh, now she's getting into the club with the rock music. She just walked into it.
Yeah.
Just walked in. Okay.
Cool.
Do you like the 80s, like dancing, like you're skiing, but you're also...
I love 80s music. It's so different, but I really like it.
Yeah, it's
so you guys already passed the scene where she's in the club on the payphone.
Yes.
Yeah.
She just paid
to get in the club. Yeah.
By the way, $4.50 to pay to get in a club in 1984 is like probably paying $30 right now. That's insane.
Like, I'm gonna go in there and like buy alcohol. Just let me in.
That's so crazy. What kind of cover is that? I'm gonna do the math.
More horny in the 80s than they are now?
Possibly. I think they might have been.
I think that needs to be a valuable discussion we have on the podcast because we're a serious podcast that deal with serious issues.
Women's rights. I mean, doesn't that fall into that? I think.
I was wrong. I looked it up. It was like it's $12 today. Still.
So what are you guys seeing now?
You've been on the inflation rates lately.
I know, between Christmas vacation things. When you watch these 80s movies, they make references to money. You just like have to be curious.
Yeah.
What do you
I feel like a $5
now?
charge is a little bit. He is going into the apartment right now.
Okay.
He's looking for the last Sarah Connor. They just had sex. She's walking out into the room.
Yeah, she's like dancing.
And he's sleeping?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's left him in the bed. She just opened the fridge.
Honestly, though, after I just...
That's what the commentary should be. We were just literally...
I mean...
She opened the fridge. She closed the fridge.
If I had to go, okay, you just had sex with a chick and you climax. I'm like, okay, that seems like a legitimate time.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's not other really better times to go.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had to pick one, multiple choice, I would... If that was A, I don't have to hear B, C, or D.
Yeah, like... Am I at a water park going down a big, awesome slide? Maybe.
So what just happened? How do you have the creepy ass fucking lizard just like free range in your apartment? Like just wherever it wants to go? Just like crawling all over the fridge?
All right, Matt, we're seeing the fight scene between boyfriend and Schwarzenegger.
I mean, Hollywood has been sending us so many subliminal messages over the years, and one is that if you put out, you're going to die. And I don't support that. That's not right. It should be right.
So you're saying someone who put out isn't going to die?
I mean, what time do we think this is that she's just making a glass of milk and a sandwich?
I love this. This is like, what, 2-3 a.m. and she is making this amazing meal.
Sandwich. Yeah, a glass of milk, which is super
After you have sex, if someone gives me a goddamn ham and cheese sandwich with some chips, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to be like, thank you.
What a girl. That was
good.
Definitely to share. That was not just for her.
I would hope not. Selfish bitch.
I mean, that must have been a good way to like work them so much that she was that hungry.
I'm gonna make you this gourmet sandwich: lettuce, tomato, turkey, cheddar.
What's crazy here? He thinks this is Sarah Connor. He thinks this is the last Sarah Connor. So job is done.
There's two types of people in this world. One that sees this scene and be like, "Oh my God, payphones, that would suck," and the other person like me is like, "Oh my God, payphones, no one can get a hold of me, and there's no reason for me to always look at my phone."
Mm-hmm.
Because even like work, like, well, we text your cell phone. Why don't you answer? I'm like, because you pay me 9 to 5. That's why.
If she never left that message, she would have gotten away.
Yeah, that's the horrible thing now. Yeah, emails on your phone, and now the different applications that keep you intact, and they're like always available. It's just like that part's a beating.
I can literally get on Snapchat right now and see where Jeff is.
Oh, for sure.
It's so fucked up.
Yeah.
Everything's connected, which also connects to this.
I could tell you where Jeff is right now. He's on his couch masturbating to porn.
To porn? I thought it'd be Endgame.
Probably, yeah. He's masturbating to Endgame, and then afterwards he's depressed and he feels bad about himself, so he watches Iron Man 3. That's where Jeff is right
That he hates Iron Man 3. So that
doesn't hold up.
God, Arnold looks so good. Like, I don't blame his nanny for wanting to have sex with him, even though he paid her. I don't blame his wife for wanting to have sex with him either.
I don't blame anyone for wanting to have sex with him.
I mean,
I would have sex with Arnold.
Yeah, exactly.
If I have to have a top 5 guys, he has to be in there.
If you ask me as a kid, like, who do you want to look like? I'd say Arnold Schwarzenegger or Hulk Hogan. And then if you kind of educated me, I'm like, Arnold Schwarzenegger because I want hair.
I was going to Hulk Hogan. I mean, face-wise, you're a butterface at that point.
Yeah.
So you guys at Sarah Connor's at the bar?
Yeah, he's like Arnold is walking down looking for her right now at the bar.
And the guy just kind of looked at her. We've all been there where you look across the bar and the chick's really drunk and she gives you the eye contact. You're like, dude, if I buy her a drink, she's probably going to go home with me.
Yeah, panty dropper right there.
I think you might be slightly ahead of us now, but
Arnold's walking right toward her now.
Oh, no, you're like 2 seconds behind us then.
Yeah, you're good. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. I would drink so much that you know how cheap the drinks would be compared to right now?
Yeah.
It's fucking everyone's carrying a gun in this place. Like, are you serious? Like, I mean, no one patted a guy down. He's carrying a fucking, like, that thing has to go halfway down his leg. Like, come on.
Oh, wait, Matt, you are, sorry, when you said walking towards her, you are like probably like 5 or 10 seconds ahead of us.
Okay. Yeah, I just jumped ahead 10 seconds to catch up.
I'll do that too.
Yeah, or cycling. Damn it.
Yeah, I don't care.
Arnold's like shooting the fuck out of everything.
We're fine. What are you guys seeing?
Arnold's on the ground.
Okay, cool. That's where I'm at. Terrible shot. Literally the way he's holding the gun and just mindlessly shooting.
It's just all over the place.
Yeah, you're batting like 100 here, buddy.
He's like, I'm going to save you, but also you know.
Is there not a more perfect role for Arnold Schwarzenegger than playing a robot, though?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I don't think anyone's going to be on that hill that's saying Arnold Schwarzenegger is a good actor, right?
I'll be on the hill.
Is he a good actor, or are you going to roll like he does what he's supposed to do?
Are we going to pretend that he wasn't before his time? Because he's just as good as The Rock.
He's better than The Rock.
I know. And that's the thing is everyone thinks Arnold Schwarzenegger sucks, but everyone... And I'm a WWE fan. I love The Rock, but everyone bows down The Rock. If Arnold Schwarzenegger was around during 2020, man, come on. Like,
okay.
Have you seen Moana?
That's good. Here's what I'm going to say. The Rock has more range as an actor, but Arnold Schwarzenegger is better at what he does. He's in better movies.
I think Arnold could have played in Gridiron Gang. I think he could have done that.
I think The Rock is more in gimmicky shit, whereas Arnold Schwarzenegger just was better movies. He's just very much a stereotype.
In Thurman's aspect, okay, Arnold is like a 7 handicap and Stallone's like a 3.
Oh, God. Yeah.
You say Stallone's like a 3?
Yeah.
It's pretty high for him.
Stallone is maybe 4 strokes better than Arnold, but in any given day, Arnold could beat Stallone.
Fair enough.
So we think Stallone's a good actor. I mean, not a good actor. I'm just saying that.
Dude, I think you're getting a little too much credit to Stallone.
Wow, dude. Have you seen Rocky Balboa or any of the Creeds? I mean, he can get
other than the Rocky movies, have you seen any of his other shit?
I've seen all of his other shit. I love
It's not good. It's not good. The Rockies, yeah. All of his other stuff is horrible.
You bite.
I don't know.
I love Stallone.
I'll die on that hill. I know he's great in the Rockies, but I'm talking
just in the realm of action movies. I'm not talking about like we can't bring Brad Pitt or Leo into this. I'm just talking about action movies.
Could you imagine Leo in this role?
Yes, I can.
I'd watch
Give
that.
it to me.
I would watch that.
Surprisingly, kind of, yeah.
I don't think I could see Leo playing a robot. That would be good for him.
If there's a god, then this will be remade with Hayden Christensen and I can't think of the guy who played Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's a famous actor.
Oh, Ewan McGregor.
Yes, that's what this would be remade as, and it'd be perfect.
You don't want Jake Lloyd as this guy and
Hayden Christensen as the Terminator? Prison, sure, throw him in that as well. No, he needs to be in Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and he's plays a young kid, which is stupid because Jake Lloyd's like 38 right now.
It makes no sense.
It makes all the sense.
This guy cannot drive. Being conspicuous, man. Like, you're asking to be pulled over.
So this is great in any action movie. You need the scene, even though this is a chase scene, which Banner would love, but you need the scene where it's explained. Just a quick 10-minute thing where someone explains everything that's happening.
This is a scene for Nate right now.
Yeah. I'm watching.
It's a scene for all our wives who are nudging us during the theaters. It's like, so who's that guy? I'm like, just fucking pay it. They'll explain it.
I always love when like you also haven't seen the movie. Like, I don't know.
I'm just enjoying my time.
This is opening night to this film.
You think I was at the budget meeting? Like, I don't know what's going on either.
This is the midnight showing to a brand new movie that neither of us have any idea about.
It's a pretty good chase scene. I think Banner would give this maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10, maybe. For the 80s.
This is yeah. And this chase scene lasts for a while. If I recall this correctly.
Sarah Connor's cute. She aged well too, because I saw in the new Terminator, I didn't see it personally because the story made no sense. But I mean, as an actress who didn't flourish in Hollywood after this, I mean, she stayed in good shape.
I think she like just accepted that this was her one role.
Sorry, just a continuity thing. Can you guys hear the movie in my mic?
Slightly, yes.
Okay.
But as a lawyer, I could argue those are any police sirens.
That is true.
You cannot prove
that is true.
That this is from the movie. If they want to
claim I actually had Arnold Schwarzenegger in my room quoting those lines. So
yeah, you can't prove he wasn't.
I can't believe you guys with the 80s. Like, I like her hair. Like, I mean, you touch it and it would hurt your finger because it'd be fried, but you guys don't like the 80s as much as I do, apparently.
I don't not like the hair. I just think they look better without it.
I like the big hair. I
think that sounds like you don't like it, Cycling.
I can think like Julia Louis-Dreyfus is hot with that hair, but she's hotter when she doesn't have that hair.
Yeah.
But you guys are different than me. I like the 40-year-old cheerleading coach that still acts like she's 25 with a lot of eyeliner and big hair.
Do you have someone in mind? Because that was a very specific.
Have you watched the Netflix series Cheer? Are you into that cheer coach?
I probably would be. I haven't watched it though. I will give that a watch this Thursday.
It's based
I just want to give you a little peek behind the curtain, you know. And if you think I'm weird, then you know, either be my therapist or just shut up. I don't, you know.
Those are the two options. Fuck you.
I really do like right here. He's explaining it, and like she just, even with everything, she doesn't believe any of it, and I think that's more realistic. None of this would make sense.
I dig these movies though, because I don't know if you guys ever ask your wives, but sometimes I'll ask my wife, I'm like, okay, the first date, if I told you like, oh, we're gonna get married and we're gonna like, they'd be like, you're the biggest freak ever. I'm not gonna have sex with you, which is the key to every first date. You want to have sex with the lady you're buying dinner for.
I thought you literally started this podcast talking about marriage and sex. I think that was within the first minute you said you can't have sex unless you're married. Now you're saying sex on the first date.
You know, just like any Christian, the Bible only dictates what I want it to.
You just got lawyered, punk.
I can manipulate the Bible's words into whatever I want.
If you want to manipulate the Bible, I won't be the first or the last, so chill out.
Ephesians 13:3 can contradict John 3:18. It doesn't matter. Anyways, back to the robots. Cyborg.
Back to the robots and taking over the world.
Again, it takes me to a situation
Right,
like I want to do this to someone. I want to just like make them. There are robots from the future. What year is it? And then have them just be like, just see how they react.
Well, I mean, it would be awesome if the rumors are true that Elon Musk is a robot.
He seems like one.
It's so weird. Like he's South African, and like most of the time I can tell, like, oh, someone has a South African accent, which kind of sounds British to me. But like his accent is just like so weird.
It's also not a normal South African accent.
This
For
is
No,
probably
it's
for
not.
off pod, but buying a Tesla, is it technically cheaper if you calculate all the gas you pay for? Well,
Probably over time, I guess. I don't know.
maybe.
Maybe.
Anyway, are you guys in the car with Sarah and the chick she's
They're
gonna fuck?
climbing in the car right now.
Yeah, he just popped it open, popped the lock, and he's getting in it now. She's sliding down in the seat, and they're kind of hiding.
Sounds like every high school relationship ever.
Oh, for sure. There's been plenty of back seats that have been visited.
I don't know if I can do this. Let's just
The second time I
see where
ever
it
had
goes.
sex was in a car, and that was not comfortable. I'm just gonna say that these 80s cars were much more comfortable. They seemed more roomy.
What was the first time you had sex?
It was in a bedroom.
In a bed, like,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Jesus
now
Christ.
in my 30s, I don't think it'd be possible. I don't think I have the back capacity.
Yeah,
for it.
I don't know. I don't understand the motivation to do that now.
Well, now I've got to save my back for my golf swing, so
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Priorities.
I can't fuck it up for
I love
Saturday.
30s. Like, I want to have sex with you, but I mean, this is gonna hurt my back, and I gotta try break 80 tomorrow.
I've got to
Like,
try and go low tomorrow. I don't know what you
maybe
want
you
from
just
me.
slow me? I don't know. My first time I had sex was on a park bench with rusty nails.
Oh God,
That sounds
you have
terrible.
tetanus. You should probably get a shot for that.
Yeah, was
It's
it?
Fun for me.
Actually,
Were you
tetanus
married?
shot's only good for 10 years, so you're good.
Yeah, it was my wife of 10 years.
Yeah.
We just finished Leviticus 12, and then we just decided to.
Did you say Leviticus?
Leviticus.
Not Leviticus. Leviticus. Leviticus 12.
It was New Testament.
Is there a chapter?
Oh.
Chapter?
That's even more news that Leviticus is in the New Testament. Oh, we're learning so much here on the Before Squad.
What are we watching? Terminator? Okay, let's refocus.
Allegedly.
Where am I?
Oh, God.
It's not like the movie we did that, like, what we were like 20 minutes in and we didn't even tell the people what we were watching.
Okay, let's pretend this movie didn't have a sequel. If you hired some, like, your biggest friend with the biggest muscles to pretend he was a robot, and you pretended that you were from the future and saved the chick, you'd probably have sex. Like, this could be a comedy.
Absolutely. You could turn this into a comedy. I agree. Easy.
Oh, yeah.
I can even see the 80s trailer for that comedy right now. Bro, all you gotta do is tell her you're from the future. Oh man, this is definitely gonna work. And that voiceover.
And the 80s seems so infatuated with the future. Like, when we were kids, we were never infatuated with the future. Like, it was in the 80s. We were just like, okay.
The 80s was, you're right. We don't get
Back
as
to
many.
The future. Yeah, there's a ton of
Every
How many
fucking
movies
movie
do we
was about
have right now?
future.
Tron.
Yeah, that's right. We don't really have, like, we'll have movies that are like in the like the unpredictable future, like 1,000 years from now, or in space. But we don't have any movies that like in 2050.
Yeah,
in 2040.
And like that's a good point. Like the ones that are coming out now, like I can't tell for sure, but like Interstellar.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's in the future, but it's like space, like futuristic, which most of it's
literally
like kind of realistic.
But there's wormhole. I mean, like, we're literally talking about a future that we're not living in.
Exactly.
But if you're in 1983 and it says 2018, in 83, you're like, man, I'm going to be alive during that. And that seems like a weird year. But once you're over 2000, like if we're in a movie in 2001, it says 2030. You're like, dude, that's like 30
But
years
doesn't
from now.
2030 still, like, I think because we're 90s kids, we're all born in the 80s. like 2030 still in my head sounds futuristic.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It's still weird to me that we're in the 2020s.
If you're 80s, 90s kids, that's true.
Well,
That's
I think
a
it's
good
just
point.
crossing the millennia, like crossing 2000.
Yeah.
Like
I still feel
adds
like we're
like
in
that
2004.
aspect.
Mentally, I've always felt like we're in the mid 2000s.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
This
That's
is
so
a good
bizarre.
chase scene too.
Yep.
Sorry to bring it.
No, that's what I was
Apologize.
saying. This
sorry
whole
to get back
chase
to the
scene
movie.
is.
My bad.
For
I'm pounding
those
my
of you
chest
following
like a
along.
brown. That's my bad. But man, I tell you, we're gonna see, and I don't want to. Fuck it, we'll shit on it. But Arnold's futuristics start to go down here a little bit, and I want to give it. It's 84. Let's remember, but some shit here happening in the next couple scenes is gonna be like we couldn't do better, even in 84. But it was futuristic as fuck for the time.
Which is why I think they took 8 years for the sequel.
Yeah.
You know, I think James Cameron has proven, whether it's what he's doing with Avatar right now or what he's done with his other movies and the aliens, and he respects technology and he'll wait till it's ready. And I think that's what we wait. Like, I mean, you could have easily saw a sequel out of this 2 or 3 years later. You know, Hollywood wanted to have it out.
Did they?
Why wouldn't they? This was
I mean, it's 84. Sequels weren't a thing.
I mean, Star Wars was coming out every 3 years.
I mean, Back to the Future was the next year in 85.
Yeah. Star Wars. I mean, like someone's like, I don't think they were against sequels. This was huge.
Once again, it's 90s kids. Like, you know, back in the day, you fuck a whore one time and you leave her alone. I mean, as 90s kids, we're like, well, shit, it drew $1 million at the box office, make 10 sequels of it.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, A New Hope 1 wasn't even called A New Hope. It was just called Star Wars when it first came out. No, they didn't even plan on having a sequel. But it did so well, and they added A New Hope later on and called it Episode 4. Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, this movie, box office wise, was that popular. It's amazing to me that James Cameron is able to tell them, no, I'm going to wait till it's ready to go and do it right. Because that's one thing James Cameron I always give him credit for.
Okay, are you with Arnold by the mirror?
No, we are seeing her crying in the interrogation room with the cops.
Tell me when Arnold's by the mirror.
Okay.
I think I might be watching like the extended cut or something.
Yeah. Were you on the podcast when I did that with Independence Day?
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a second.
You're like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
I've seen like 3 extra scenes that you guys haven't seen. Right now we're seeing the therapist who he is. Oh yeah, now I'm seeing Arnold right now. He's walking up the stairs outside the window.
It's awesome. We've been around for 5 years, guys, and we still don't know how to do these movie comments. But honestly, we still doing better than anybody else on YouTube. So
we're just here to have a good time. That's all that matters. And that therapist we just saw, he is a consistent feature in T2 and T3. I don't know if he's in any of the newest ones.
He's in a lot of other 90s movies too. Once again, an actor I can't. But this is where
technology.
Yeah, and back in 84, you're like, this is badass. And when you're watching it in 2020, you're like, eh.
I mean, the strides they took to Judgment Day, remember what they did with that Terminator and the plasma? Yeah. I mean, how different can they be? You know, like, because he was able to mold into whatever he wanted to.
But you'll see this. That's badass, I think. Mm-hmm. I think that still holds up. Which is another discussion for another day, but how the original Star Wars still holds up today. But just seeing a machine below the facial features, which we'll see in a second or in a couple minutes, like, is fucking amazing.
I mean, like Westworld shit going on now.
Yeah, exactly. But for a movie that's 36 years old,
it's pretty solid.
It's 84, man. Like, I wasn't even born yet.
And this came out 3 years before I was born.
I wasn't even my dad's nutsack yet.
I don't think any of us were.
I don't know how that works, but...
No, I think it's actually pretty immediate.
We're still not sure how biology works, but...
Yeah.
My favorite thing is this therapist...
Add a link in the comments below for us for biology, that'd be great.
Teach us about This therapist in all 3 movies sees the same shit. Yeah, in all 3 movies, he doesn't believe it. Like, in the 3rd movie, he's literally, like, seen the Terminator, like, 18 times in person. He's like, no, you're just crazy. Like, I just don't understand, especially in the 2nd one. And I forgot he was in the 3rd one until I watched it again.
He needed his eyes open, like, on Bird Box. Like, see? Yeah. Like, fuck, dude. This is happening.
I understand his skepticism in this one. And I understand it slightly in the 2nd one. But he literally witnesses a Terminator going through metal bars in the 2nd one with his eyes. And he's in the 3rd one saying it's not real.
If I was a police investigator or a whatever, if someone said, I'm from the future, I'd put my book down, I would take him in cuffs and throw him, and I would take him to a Southwest plane. I said, we're going to Vegas, and I would have him bet on every fucking thing and put $20 on. And I would see.
Absolutely.
Now, I would know that some of the stuff he'd get wrong because, I mean, Thurman, like some of the stuff like, oh, who won the 2016 U.S. Open? I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, I can't remember that shit.
But, all right, this is the stuff where it gets, like, futuristic, like, oh, my God, this is awesome, but 2020, you're like, this doesn't look very good. This is still badass, though.
Yep. I mean, yeah, I definitely get it. You have to take it for the context and what it is.
Oh,
you know, he's a method actor. He's doing this for real. That's what's amazing intense. Yeah.
But the problem it's not the machine part, it's that the rest of him looks fake.
Yeah, no, I agree. They make him look very, and maybe that's the point. Maybe that makes him look like a robot.
Well, the machine part does make him look like a robot, but they could have just painted the machine. I don't want to. James Cameron knows way more than me, so I'm not even going to say, because I sound like a D-bag saying that.
Especially 84. This is probably as good as it got.
This is one of the most iconic scenes in history coming up here. I think it's the next scene. Whenever he has the sunglasses on and fuck.
Watching this in theaters, I mean, again, like we talked about at the beginning of the movie, this was not a movie at the time that you could read up on weeks before.
Yeah.
You literally saw the trailer months ago. Like, I mean, that kind of level of awe, I'm jealous of.
I might be drunk, but fucking Connor looks hot.
He's got the leather jacket on now. Good to go.
He's not Connor.
No, Sarah Connor.
Oh, Sarah Connor. I thought you were talking about him.
Oh
no!
In the pink shirt.
I'm not that drunk.
The way you go, you literally go, guys, I'm drunk. And Connor looks hot. And he pops up on my screen. I'm like, man, all right.
No,
you're talking about Sarah Arnold Connor tonight. Now we're
she's looking good. She's
not
looking
that
good.
That's a problem. If you like that.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
As long as you subscribe and listen to us, we don't care.
Love is love.
I'm so glad you clarified that. It was so funny. I was like, yeah, man. He looks good.
She is looking good.
Looks good.
I got the hair, though. Come on. I do like this scene. It really does establish her back into a sense of realism. Like, she started to trust him, and then she's like, wait, no, he's crazy again.
Police is like, he's crazy. There's no way in hell you should have premarital sex with him. And also, don't listen to him.
But if you do, record it and sell it because you'll make money.
But if you do have sex with him, you record it and send it to me so I can masturbate to it and then diagram it fully.
Okay, you crossed the line there.
Are you guys to the where he's giving her a bulletproof vest?
No.
Maybe here in a second.
Yes.
Okay,
now.
They just pulled it out.
There we go.
They just pull it out. Yeah.
So he's doing it now. So you're only like 3 or 4 seconds ahead.
Remember, that was just like, I mean, you could go up to Satan and tell him to suck your dick and no one could do anything to you. Remember that?
Oh, if you have a bulletproof vest on, yeah, for sure.
And then,
I
Dumb
always
and Dumber ruined that.
I was gonna say Love Dumb. I was just about to reference Dumb and
Yes.
Dumber. What if she shot you in the face?
Yeah.
Oh,
What if
yeah.
he shot me in the face? That was a risk we're willing to take.
That was a risk we're willing to take.
As a kid, I never got the bulletproof vest. I'm like, what? Like, as I get that now when you're older, like it's much bigger target than your head. But as a kid, you don't think like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
but your head is still vulnerable.
Yeah.
This is where the movie falls apart for me. When this was like a couple seconds ago, but when she's like, "Oh, I'm afraid to go home. Well, I'll sleep in my office." Is like she's from California, like on that shitty couch.
That's
Here
a
we go.
hashtag. That's a hashtag
That's-
Me Too moment.
That's where
Waiting
the
to
movie
happen.
falls apart for you.
Yep.
It's like my wife saying Men in Black 3, she doesn't like it because it's not realistic. I'm like, you're watching a movie about aliens and you don't like it because it's not realistic.
There we go.
You don't talk to a man like that with sunglasses on at night.
Mm-mm.
Just getting a little lay of the land here.
So
Scanning.
actually,
Scanning.
James Cameron, the "I'll be back" line, he didn't even think was going to be huge.
I'll be back. And I am back. Nate, you should know where that's from.
The Office.
There you go.
Nailed it.
I really wish he kind of go, and I am back. Right?
So this is the thing where we could only ask older folk, and if you can comment below, like, I don't know in a movie experience or being in 84 because I wasn't born yet, but were you cheering for Arnold? Because I love Arnold in this movie. I love the bad guy. I think this is where the 90s trope happened where, movies, wrestling, where Hulk Hogan turned the bad guy. Like, the bad guy was like the thing.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's why Hollywood, in a really smart way, made him the good guy in Judgment Day. How can you not want to root for him?
He just did this role so well, and he's just like, I don't know, he's likable. You're like, hey, I guess if I eat well and work out, I can look like him, which isn't true.
You know what
have
it
to take
is?
a lot of
It's
steroids,
like,
but
I wasn't rooting for Heath Ledger, but I wanted Heath Ledger in all of the scenes in Dark Knight.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like, he's the bad guy, but I want more of him.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably 2 times a month, though, I have an Arnold Schwarzenegger dinner where I have steak and eggs and onions. I don't fuck my nanny because I don't make enough money to have a nanny. I guess I fuck my wife, who technically cleans my apartment, but
close enough.
It's enough. It's close.
I thought once you got married, you stopped having sex. Is what the sitcoms have told me.
Yeah, have you seen King of Queens?
We're about to have a kid, so I can't wait for all the sex we're about to have.
I'm sure it's gonna be plenty. Lots and lots of sex.
Call the neighbors.
Alert the authorities. It's gonna happen. Get ready.
If you shot a guy and you just he just absorbed it. I just
what are you even trying? Yeah, exactly. Like, you've shot him 4 times, dude. Just call it a day. Go home.
Oh, you're done. You're done, son.
I was 1 day from retirement.
My pension was ready and everything.
If I ever do get shot, that's what my last words are gonna be. Like, but you weren't working when you got shot. Don't worry.
Exactly, you're a lawyer. I guarantee you get shot one day.
It'll probably be on
somebody.
Lawyer.
It'll probably be by somebody on the member of the pod.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's dark.
I live a very tame lawyer life as a corporate attorney. So
you're not like Michael B. Jordan or Matthew McConaughey in Time to Kill.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not dealing with intense clients. Too emotional for that.
So I've seen during Halloween, I've seen a lot of people dressed as a Terminator. They don't work out, but they just dress as the Terminator.
It's a
but it
cop-out
is actually kind of a
costume.
cool thing to dress as.
It's a cop-out costume because it's easy to do.
Yeah.
Jeans, white t-shirt, leather jacket,
Leather
sunglasses.
jacket.
And they
Just carry an AK. I mean, I live in Texas.
They
You can carry an
AK.
AK-47 in a bar. No one cares. As long as you have a mask on, carry a gun in the bar.
Yeah,
No one cares.
Like, I don't blame someone. If you're going to wear the costume, then you better fucking act the part. Like, be a robot all day.
That is true. That goes along with the territory.
But because it's a weak costume. You do look cool.
All right, so where are we at in the movie right now? We're
They pop the trunk, they're getting things out, and they're pushing the car. That's where I'm at.
There we go.
Matt's got his special edition, whatever he's watching over there.
I mean, this is the time, though. The chick doesn't really want to be with you, but you're so close.
Yeah, but it's very much like, hey, the world is ending. We might as well bang it out.
I mean, what? Yeah. You don't have to worry about the 9 months of hell. Just let's have unprotected sex.
Yeah. You and I might not be here tomorrow.
If it happens, I'll be around. You know I will. You've known me for 10 minutes. You know what kind of guy I am.
I'm from the future, so you know I'm going to be around.
That's a really good point.
I'm not going anywhere. I keep coming back.
Oh, man.
I think this is the first time we learned his name. It's Kyle. I forgot about that.
The most weirdest thing, and I've watched this movie in full probably 4 times in the last 4 years. And what's the weirdest thing is that nobody made it out of this movie alive except for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, nobody.
Well, Sarah Connor does.
This wasn't Star Wars. Even you could say Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher had better careers than any of these people. And this movie, like, pulp culture wise, is as big as Star Wars. You could argue, but nobody in this movie made it out except for Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he did Kindergarten Cop. And the last
great
hero
movie, by the way,
All the Way, which we did a movie commentary.
Kindergarten Cop is amazing.
It is a good movie. We need to do a commentary on that. It is actually a good movie.
Can't believe we
it actually makes sense too.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Because anyone bitches about it, it's like, oh, why is he a cop? I'm like, because his partner got shot. That's why he is a teacher.
And Matt, you and I talked about this. Edward Furlong, who is in Judgment, he plays John Connor in Judgment Day, who is also an American History X, and I think you pointed out he was Pecker. Yeah, he was in a couple other things. He made it out for a while, and then he did a Jake Lloyd. But even in more extreme, Jake Lloyd only did one movie. Eric Furlong did a ton of movies and big movies, and I think he had a chance at a really big career, and then, sadly, fucked it up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happens in Hollywood, but I'm saying if you had a career for 5 years, I consider that you made it. Like Pecker made it. Like you're in American History X and Terminator Judgment Day, you're in Pecker. I mean, I consider you made it. I'm just saying in this movie, I mean, not many, like there's nobody. It's weird.
That's for sure. I mean, maybe I can look her up. I don't know what else she's been in other than the Terminator movies. Same with the guy.
There was only a
Terminator
way
in Judgment Day.
Yeah, I wish I had the technology to look that up.
Yeah, but it's 1984, Nate, and we don't have it.
Damn it!
What if we did that on the pod? We have to we have to act like we're living in the time we're watching.
We could only drink things that were around at that time.
I'm drinking a lot of mead.
Oh
we had to watch things on VHS if we had to.
Oh my god.
Her name is Linda.
I think they had more than
mead
around in '84.
She's in Linda Hamilton. She's in. Oh my god!
Wait, what are you saying?
She's in Terminator: Dark Fate, 2019. Terminator 1984, which we're watching now. If you don't know, Terminator 2: Judgment Day. She's in Dante's Peak in 1997.
Oh, wow.
She's in Beauty and the Beast. Hold on. The TV series made in 87 through 90. She's in Children of the Corn. She's in Black Moon Rising. She's in Chuck, the TV series. She's in King Kong Lives in 1986. And she's in Mr. Destiny in 1990.
I don't know any of those things.
So if I close my eyes right now and masturbated to her, she'd be in a better picture than she was in the last 20 years in my mind than she is right now.
Yeah. Wow.
Sad. She's actually a good actress too. I don't mind her.
No, she's not a bad actress.
It doesn't make sense. Like, I mean, a lot of this should be a catapult to a lot of these actors and actresses.
I feel like they've been in this storm drain for a long time.
Well, if you don't put out, I mean, you just sit there for a while.
She's like, I'm cold. And he's like, yeah, you're cold. She's like, no, like, just, we should fuck because I'm cold. She keeps dropping hints and he is not paying attention.
I need your dick friction.
I don't think he was in anything either.
Yeah, probably not.
Are you guys in the future yet?
Yeah, now we just got back to...
Yeah.
Nate, are you also watching it on Hulu?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, how
The
did these
future's
time
weird,
jumps
man.
not let me know? Well, obviously the spaceship is kind of a dead giveaway, but...
The future's weird. I don't know.
Expand.
I mean, we're 20 years away from this.
We're 9 years away from this.
9.
According to the movie. Well,
Then-
technically, according to the Terminator genre, like Judgment Day happened in 2003. So,
Yeah, but I mean, okay, so we're 9 years away from this. I mean, after coronavirus, I won't say anything's off the table, but I don't think this is going to happen.
But again, this future happened when all the humans died in 2003.
Wait, all the humans died?
Like 95% of humans died on Judgment Day. Yeah.
If 90% of the humans died and me and Thurman were in good health, that means we'd be playing the U.S. Open right now.
Yeah, we would be the only eligible people.
We're single-digit handicap, so we'd be playing in there.
What if the entire
like
PGA
90s.
was the people who survived?
What's that?
The entire PGA is who survived.
No,
I feel like we would still be in the top. Yeah.
We would beat Phil, and even Tiger, who's in good shape. He has a bad back. He wouldn't survive. Thurman, do you think you could break 100 from the tips
At a U.S. Open course?
Yeah.
It would be tough. It would be close. It'd be very close.
I think we could shoot a 99.
It would be. It'd be close. I mean, if you get in that rough, you're done.
Dude, look at that show they're watching. That was good.
They had the fireplace show?
Yeah, I thought it was only available at Christmas.
Yeah, what is this? Didn't know this was available year round.
Kind of Netflix subscription are they having?
See, yeah, they're already projecting on Netflix that was going to be popular.
So this is the future we have to look forward to. This is what humans are living like in 2029.
I feel like we do have a real, or I have a real fear that robots will take over at some point, and not even in the sense that like Hollywood plays it up, like robots taking over, like literally just like AI, and like they're built into every infrastructure that we use.
I mean, that's already happened, though.
Yeah, I agree. So we watched this documentary called The Social Dilemma on Netflix. Did you watch that? Oh my god!
Cycling.
I was depressed.
Cycling. You know what's weird about that? If you listen to the Bro Force Squad podcast, we actually did a segment on it.
Damn it! I just got called out on what I called Nate earlier.
That's amazing.
And you know what's weird is the person that you're on pod with, who's Matt Geiger, who's me, actually did this segment. It's insane.
Wait, you're Matt Geiger?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
There's too much content.
I feel like we're in a Christopher Nolan movie where it's all
so meta right
sense,
now.
but not really.
It's in separate.
Matt Geiger, who is me?
We're 3 layers deep now. Yeah. Well, anyway, the movie is depressing as fuck.
Yeah, but not to get too deep into it, but like the overlying like idea behind it, like if like we get AI introduced into like everything, like, and we like give them a problem and the AI problem, like, hey, we need to fix this issue. It's like a worldwide issue, and then they realize, oh shit, the humans are the problem.
Yeah.
And then they start attacking the humans.
Which isn't wrong. We are very.
I know. Like
Like
water supply issues or like climate change and all that. Not to get political, but like if like give them this problem and say, hey, how do we fix this? And they're like, well, shit, all these buildings are making and all like the whatever it is, and they're like, oh, it's the humans that are creating this. We need to eliminate the humans to make it better. That's kind of far fetched, but that's kind of.
I don't think it is. Sadly,
Yeah,
I think you're completely right. Yeah. AI doesn't know anything else other than the straight up question. They don't take an emotion into it.
100%. But anyway,
So we're basically saying we're all on the side of the machines here.
I mean, I can't disagree with them.
I mean, honestly, when the shit goes to roost, yeah, I'm gonna jump on the side of the machine and artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't mind that my computer knows so much about me, because when I go on YouTube for 10 minutes at work, I want you to give me a video I like. So I don't care about that at all.
Dude, like it's I mean,
it doesn't bother
sucks
me.
because like you're like getting drawn into the grid and everything, but it makes everyone's life convenient, and that's what people are paying for.
If you don't have enough, physical, like mental thing to overcome a machine, like, and you know that the machine is actually giving you stuff you want, then you don't. I mean, you're probably just gonna fuck up at life anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, we had another little scene where Arnold's face was looking a little. Little sketchy and robotic.
Cycle, you got to admit, it gets worse as it goes.
It does, yeah.
That one was worse than the bathroom scene for sure.
Yeah.
It's like moving his head.
And I wonder if that's like on purpose.
With the makeup, like after midnight, you're like, okay, this doesn't look as good as it did at 6 when we were taking pictures.
But do you think a little bit's on purpose? I mean, in that sense, like they want him to look more unrealistic, to be more of a robot.
I mean, maybe, but like I would feel like they wanted to be consistent across the whole movie.
Yeah, but it's so explicitly bad. You know what I mean? Like it's so obviously different.
But it's 84. Maybe they thought that looked good.
That's true.
I don't know.
That's very true.
It's kind of like the hairstyle and the style. It's 84. We thought this looked good.
I mean, you keep saying you do think
Geiger, you're into it.
I love it.
You're jumping all over the place.
If chicks have big hair and dress like whores, I support that. It's like Michael during The Office. If Camp wants to, make out with a chick, I support that. I like it.
I don't think Sarah Connor dresses a whore at once in this movie.
No, not too much.
Her friend.
And then we see her.
Now she has a towel.
She's in a towel in a hotel room. Get out of here! Yeah. Come on.
Now the hair's a little flatter. It's looking better. It's not as poofy.
She definitely needs
that's because she didn't do it in 2 hours.
We got a little cleave going on too. So,
is this the first time I think we get that he can do voice activation, which is the big one in the second movie?
Yeah. I love this movie. The idea of this movie is great. I love that you can follow along with it, especially as a person who just saw Tenet, which I feel that I have to watch a million videos just to understand. This movie makes you think, but you can follow it.
Yeah. Especially again, if you kind of like can revert yourself back to understanding why it was what it was back then.
Are you saying this is like an early day Inception?
Right. Yeah, I think James Cameron was Christopher Nolan in the 80s, and I think that, this movie in the 80s made you think a shit ton. To us, it's just like, okay, this is pretty simple to understand. I love, though, that you're coming back from the future and meeting a chick, but you still don't understand how women work. You still have no clue.
Dude, it doesn't. That's just life.
Their tendencies. You're like, yeah, well, they're nuts, so I don't understand how they work. We understand how to program a robot to go back in time and kill someone that will destroy the world, but we still don't understand how women hormones and estrogen works. Makes sense.
Maybe teaching. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe that's the trick. Teach a woman how to make a pipe bomb. Feed her for a day.
I feel like pipe bombs were like such a topic of discussion and issue like in the 90s. Like you always heard like, oh man, there's like a pipe bomb or
Well, the
bombing.
the 1996 Olympics was a pipe bomb. Yeah,
that makes so much sense. Yeah, that's why it was like so topical.
it's not. We should bring it back.
Whoa,
Bring back the pipe bomb.
Hashtag bring back the don't start
Yeah,
that.
no, as your
Please
lawyer,
don't
no,
start
do
that.
not bring back the pipe bomb. Nothing good can come from that hashtag.
Are you with them in the hotel room where they're talking?
Yes, yeah.
That's what's great about 80s hair. You can wake up and it still look the same as
It
you
doesn't
did
look
at
any.
6 o'clock.
Yeah,
It's basically Mike Gundy. I mean,
yeah, his hair is actually looking. I mean, his hair is looking good. It's simple, effective.
Don't compare it to Mike Gundy. I can't masturbate to that later.
that's true.
Stop.
You don't masturbate to Mike Gundy all the time. Be honest.
Not in years.
Not like 6 or 7 years. It's been a while. All right, so they about to do it or something?
Yeah, they're finally
Hope so.
having the conversation.
Oh god.
It's such 80s, 90s
I
kids.
feel
Like either have sex or kill somebody, but other than that, I really don't care.
Make me feel like a woman.
She's definitely like, can we? I'm wanting it, and he is not getting it at all.
I don't know what the deal was with 1984, but Van Halen had an album called 1984 with like Jump and Panama, and it was the #1 album of the year. But my parents always said like 84 seemed like the year that everything was going to change and the future was going to happen, which kind of seemed like 2020. You can't really compare them anymore now, but 84 was like the fucking year that everyone thought.
I think
shit
George
was gonna
Orwell
go down.
started.
I don't know
it.
why.
George Orwell.
2004, we're like.
That's a really good point.
George Orwell wrote what in the 50s? I think he wrote 1984.
Yeah, I think that's when that came out. Yeah.
I don't know why it was 84, but 84 was.
Yeah, it might have been an arbitrary year that created this mindset for people.
It kind of set the precedent.
Yeah. You know, again, like thinking in the context of what our conversation was a few minutes ago, where back then the future was always part of the story. I think seeing someone in the 50s, the 80s were so far gone. The 80s, they're writing about something happening in the 2020s. Now that we're actually in this era, like we don't see it as much because I think humanity has realized that like we're not really getting to that point.
Yeah, so we're not going to write like a movie or make a movie in 2050 and make it so futuristic. We're like, it's not going to advance that much.
Yeah, weren't we supposed to have flying cars right now?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
You know
I mean, Back to the Future, same thing. That was like 20.
Surprised we don't have
I can't remember what it was,
flying
but it's already passed.
And that's the point. I think that's the difference is in 1950, 1980, everything was still possible. I mean, it's not that it's not now, but we're a more realistic sense of the future now that we have the internet. Like we can reasonably assume what's going to happen.
I mean, being a 90s kid, I'm surprised we're still pumping gas. Honestly.
Yeah, that hasn't changed.
What do you mean?
I'm just surprised not, you don't come home from work and you plug in your car and then you get up the next day and plug it and drive it.
Oh, like everything's electric?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. I mean, people are saying like within the next 5 or 6 years. I mean, that's probably how it's going to be, but we'll see.
Sorry, I want to talk about the future, but there's a sex scene going
on.
I
know. I kind of just went silent because I'm trying.
Well, are they married? Can we go back to the original conversation from an hour ago?
They'll just confess their sins tomorrow, so that makes it side boob.
Do
84. That's all you got.
You know how even though we're really not listening to the movie, the music, the 80s sex music right now, you can just imagine exactly what you're hearing.
Yeah. All right. Oh,
actual boobs.
I didn't know we had nips in this movie.
What if the actor is like, "Hey, we can't show boobs, so you have to hold her boobs the whole time, so we can't show her tits."
Yeah. Are we rolling or just want me to have them on there the whole time?
Yeah. What if he's the one who suggested to the director, "Hey, if I hold her boobs the whole time, we can get a PG-13 rating."
It's like, listen, this was awesome, but I got an early meeting. How? You're from the future? Yeah, I know. I just I just gotta leave. So
my pager is really going off.
I'll call you.
Oh, now they're having fun joking around after the sex barrier was broken.
Yeah, and Nate, what you don't? They might have just, we don't know that yet. She might be pregnant with the John Connor now.
Okay, you can spoil. I mean, these movies have been out forever. It's
I mean, the movie does not end with her.
So cyclically, I haven't seen T2 forever. So I know John Connor's in it, her son, but is he in it? The dad?
No, he dies.
Oh, yeah, at the end of this. Yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Sorry.
Well, once again, you can just click off of this and watch porn because we ruined
1984.
It.
If you haven't seen it, that's on you.
Any spoilers outside of like 10 years,
everyone else on YouTube makes you listen to other shit. We're just asking you to click off our shit and watch porn. So who should you really subscribe to?
Yeah, he got a one and done. I mean, good for him.
This movie has had 3 great high chase scenes. I know Judgment Day has one really good one. I remember.
You're right.
It was like 2 seconds ago, but there was a restaurant called Spartan Burgers, which was my high school mascot.
The Spartan Burgers?
Yeah, Spartan Burgers. Well, Spartan.
I know your actual
burgers. Yeah, I know you knew what it was. Yeah.
Let's go Spartan Burgers.
Matt, what was your high school mascot?
We were the Hounds.
Oh, wow.
Hounds.
So our football field was called the Hound Pound, which is kind of cool.
Hound Pound. I love it.
I don't think I know of any. I don't think that's a common mascot name.
Yeah, the Hounds is not. I mean, like, the dogs are bulldogs and stuff, but we're the Hounds, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Just dropping those pipe bombs.
That sucks when you drop a pipe bomb and the guy just doesn't you're like, well, that was the only ace I had. So
that was a wasted 30 minutes of my life putting that together.
Yeah, like he's missing on all of them.
So this guy, he already had sex with her. Does he really care?
I mean, if he wants to protect the future, probably.
Yeah, he's trying to protect the baby at this point that he doesn't know about.
I mean, this is a conservative abortion right here, if you really want to.
It's one way of looking at it, I guess. Oh, he's done with that gun.
He doesn't need that gun anymore.
We're doing the handgun now, which is going to be a bit tougher to shoot here.
Jeff might cut that out. He loves censoring me, but just making a joke.
Horns.
Yeah, women drivers, am I right?
That's great. The action movie, scary movie trope. He's dead, then he moves.
So here we go. This is where we get really futuristic here in a second.
What they were in right there wasn't the Bronco, but it makes me think they're bringing back the Bronco from the 80s, which is awesome.
Could you imagine if OJ was doing the Bronco?
Like driving it off.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine?
That was amazing.
If OJ was in this, the scary thing is there would be no remakes because he couldn't. Well, actually, you could have him in there now.
Well, what's crazy is this would have happened a year after Judgment Day, the murders. I think.
Carol Baskin's on Dancing with the
94?
Stars. You could have OJ in fucking Terminator 10. I'm sorry. Come on.
I mean, could you imagine if it was OJ and things had to happen? Like, he brings out Judgment Day, which is arguably bigger than this movie.
Well, Judgment Day would come out before his trial, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But would the trial happen? Because he'd be on set. He wouldn't have time to kill his wife. He'd have to do it later.
I mean, I think this was filmed before.
It'd be like me and Thurman. Like, we're busy at work. We don't have time to work on our 5-foot putts.
Are you saying you would be killing your wife if you weren't so busy? I'm confused.
It's funny how you think about that, but like, even like something that seems small, like the role in a movie like this, like if it was OJ, like how much stuff would have changed in the future, like unrelated to the movie? Like there would have been a shit ton of stuff that would have been different.
He wouldn't even know his wife was cheating on him, so he probably wouldn't care because he'd cheat on her. Who cares, Yeah,
this has a...
So the motorcycle, though, cycling in Terminator 2 is way better than this one. That they just ran over.
What I do like this, they really hit the climax here pretty quickly.
See, his face here in the truck looks better than it had been in the past.
It changes. You're right.
Like, I think that's actually his face, though.
I would love to have
right.
Uncle Banner on the pod about this, or somebody else that just, if they watched this movie and were lost, because there's so many movies now, and I know we've been using Christopher Nolan, but like when we watch them, they're like, I don't understand this. Like, was in the 80s, was this too much to comprehend? Because it was, you're going to the future and back and forth and back. Like, did people not understand what's going on? Because it seems like a pretty clear-cut plot to me.
I feel like it's clear cut and it's obvious, but it goes back to my original point is in the 80s they got to witness things as a pure innocent audience, and I envy that. This was all brand new. Like, seeing this today, I don't think would do much for us. No. But back then, like, that's why I'm saying, like, no, I mean, this is iconic and it stays. There's a reason why to this day this movie holds up.
I bet the scene right here where that fucking tanker explode, it didn't look CGI, and I doubt they had the technology. I think that was a real explosion. That was pretty badass.
Honestly, guys, this looks as good as episode 3.
Dude,
which came out.
I hate you.
Them to pull this off is pretty badass.
I hate
that's
you.
A huge fucking explosion.
Here we go. We're about to see Arnold is no more in this movie, guys.
But he comes back.
But he doesn't come back.
It's sad that you have to have a. It's sad that you have to have somebody try to kill a girl and you save them just to get her in the mood. But that's where we're at in life.
In 1984.
I mean, that's the way it is today.
The only way you get laid.
I think her other hand is taking her panties off right now.
She's so turned on by all of this.
They're definitely off right now. She's ready to go.
Oh, the guy's name's Kyle. You should be drinking a Monster in your drink. Be like, hey, I got up.
Maybe Kyle was
I got a dirt bike race to go to, so.
We do get a reference, like Kyle Reese, the character makes an appearance in Terminator Salvation, the Christian Bale one.
Oh, he does? Mm-hmm. I've never seen that movie. Never planned to.
It's not bad. Yeah, here we go.
I've seen the scene where Christian Bale yells at everybody on set.
Oh, yeah. If you've seen that, you've seen the movie. It's the same thing. Gotta love Arnold Schwarzenegger, the method actor here. Becoming a robot just for this
really sticking to it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. Yeah, not gonna sugarcoat that one.
I don't even know what they like sped up the time or slowed it down, or that was weird looking.
Can I say something without ruining the movie? So you're scared of Arnold Schwarzenegger the whole movie, which is understandable. He's jacked, but you're scared of a little machine that you could probably just kick over?
You wouldn't be scared of that machine has nonstop tried to kill you and just survived a gas explosion.
But the machine, he or she, I don't want to pretend I know the gender, but
don't assume that.
It doesn't have no gun. Like, just fucking kick it over.
I still feel like it's more powerful than you.
Okay.
Yeah, if it grabs a hold of your leg while you're trying to kick it, you're done.
It's a machine that doesn't have feelings. It can't understand pain. You kick it over, it gets back up. Yeah, it's kicking through that wall.
So it's going to order queso and chips for you when you're lactose intolerant? I don't see what's going to do.
Well, I don't believe in
intolerance. Please.
Okay, well, sorry.
It's 2029.
God, intolerance is bad, guys. Come on.
So the machine has no gender. It's unstoppable.
Wait, sorry, no, we're not in 2029. We're back in the past.
You're in 1984.
We're in 84, Thurman, but I love the guy.
I can't keep up.
Dead because he just had sex with a chick. I do that all the time with my wife. I'm like, I'm dead. I can't do anything now.
So what really happened is Arnold Schwarzenegger was really hard to work with on set. So they told him they'd replace him. He didn't believe him. And they said, yeah, we'll replace you with a robot. Well, you'll see what we'll do.
I love people in '84 is like, this is going to happen. We're, robots are going to take over the world. That's what people thought in '84.
I could see C-3PO cast as this role.
Fun fact: he was cast, but apparently he didn't go all the way on the casting couch. So, which is unlike C-3PO.
Oh, dude, I would never want to bang C-3PO. That guy is annoying as fuck.
R2-D2 said, "I'll go all the way," but no one wanted him. So then they landed on Terminator.
See, that's unfortunate because R2-D2 is the best. I do love that little. They keep pointing out the machines in the wherever they're in the factory they're in, and even the Terminator looked at them and was acknowledging it, how the technology we're getting there, and the Matrix did that too. Just kind of our acknowledgement of this is how we get there, guys.
To all the women listening, which will probably have over 100,000 views on this, so all two of you, this is the man you want. He had sex with you, but he's still beside you trying to fight a machine. He didn't just leave.
I mean, that is his job.
Yeah,
you would
but
hope. Even if he didn't have sex with her, it's still his obligated. Wouldn't you love if the robot was wearing chacos?
Hey, you have to go back in time and save this girl from the machines. You're like, well, what does the girl look like? That would be our first question.
No, that's little, dude. Okay, we might have missed it. He literally admits that's why he volunteered for the role. John Connor gave him a picture of her, and he fell in love with the picture. That's why he volunteered for the role. He thought she was hot.
In the 80s, though. That was in the 80s, though, cyclically before Photoshop and filters were a thing. So you knew that was what you were going to get.
Yep. So he literally went back in time because he thought she was a babe. And respect. And he got rewarded for it.
Thurman, how would you feel in 2020 if you got a picture of a girl back in the 80s when it was filtered as fuck? And that's why you took the mission.
If I got a filtered picture of a girl back in the 80s?
Well, let's just say that she filtered it, and that's the reason you took the job.
Wait, which job?
Don't worry about it. Just ignore him.
I'm confused.
The job, obviously.
Oh.
He's acting like you in this situation. Would you go back in time?
So you're the guy that's going back from the future, and you got a picture of a chick, and it was filtered, and you're like, oh, I'll take that job. And then you saw her, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
I would definitely bring it up in the conversation.
This picture doesn't look like you.
Come on, we're going to need... this is some technology that I've never seen if it's back in the 80s. Filtering. What a game changer.
Would filtering be a bigger game changer than turning someone into a robot in the 80s?
No.
Making a person's face look clear?
Well, because you just don't have the technology to distribute the filter pictures.
There he is. Sorry about that. Spoilers, everybody.
God
he did not make it.
Fuck.
Didn't.
He was my favorite character ever.
Kyle Reese's Pieces did not make it, unfortunately.
So I don't care what Jeff or Banner says, but this team right here, Thurman, Cycly, and me, need to do T2.
The Mighty Ducks, yeah.
No, we already did D2.
No, that's D2.
Oh, check out our commentary. Hey, great segue. But we need to do T2.
First of all, I don't know if you noticed, I always make a reference to D2 in anything I'm ever in for these commentaries. So
yeah, well,
always about D2.
Every time I pray, I just pray for the safety of Gordon Bombay, and then I also pray for the safety of my family. So makes sense.
Minnesota Miracle Man.
If Gordon Bombay was the coach in Minnesota, I'm just gonna say all the riots and stuff would have never happened. We would have came together as a community. It wouldn't have happened.
He's Gordon Bombay, and we're going all the way.
He had Charlie Hall on his team. There's no way that would happen.
Gotta respect the robots game, man. Just you know what? I'm here. I'm going all in.
The visuals are getting actually better.
Rewatching this, I rewatched it 5 months ago because I thought we were going to do a pod on it, and now we're doing it now. They're not bad. I mean, you got to take into consideration it's 84. I mean, come on. I mean, some of the facials when Arnold was part man, part machine was kind of iffy, but this isn't bad.
The story one holds up.
Yeah, whenever he was walking earlier, now it looks good.
I think if you can just brush aside those instances of just like things that hold up in the context of the era.
Yeah.
Can we say too, Sarah Connor? She could fucking act.
Yeah, she's good.
I mean,
I'm surprised she didn't
good.
do much.
I mean, it's baffling to me that she didn't do a bunch of shit in Hollywood. She's good in this shit. And I know she's only in the Terminator stuff and some other weird shit, but she's good.
And she showed her tits. I mean, what else do people want?
What else do you want from her? You can't even, side boob.
No, we saw full nip earlier.
I know.
Sometimes side boob is better than nip, guys.
It's true. You get the full shape of it. I mean,
yeah, especially in 3D. I mean, wow. This is big, by the way, for the Judgment Day fans. The fact that the arm was not compressed.
Don't you love when like movies actually make sense?
Okay, fine. I'll go back and watch Judgment Day.
Judgment Day is one of the
Judgment
greatest.
Day.
So The Dark Knight's probably the greatest sequel ever. Judgment Day is like it's up there.
Godfather Part 2, Dark Knight, Judgment Day, and there's like one or two others I'm missing, and it's like really rare. It's hard to do.
Austin Powers 2 is one of the greatest sequels ever too.
I still like
the first one.
Yeah.
First one still is better to me.
X2. Sorry. X2 is fucking awesome too. Also.
This is big too. Like, so she's off on her own. She knows she's pregnant, and
so
she can do whatever she wants, right?
One of the things in real life what is like the greatest combo of hot girl and car? Because a red Jeep is up there.
Yeah, now I can see it.
Red Jeep is up there.
I like Shania Twain, and that don't impress me.
I'm not trying to insult anyone here, but I feel like as a very female car was the Xterra when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Kind of. One of my best friends.
I love
one of my best
like
friends
she's
drove
got
one
a
in high
Jeep,
school.
she's
Though,
pregnant,
so
nothing
you
can
know
stop
him.
her.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Everyone I could think of was a girl, but
TC.
He drove an Xterra.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about that. I'm gonna give him so much shit. I'm gonna text him right now and be like, "You fucking drove an Xterra."
It's a German Shepherd too.
Good German Shepherds are good doggies.
Yeah, the red Jeep, the Jetta. I think that's another one.
Mm-hmm.
This rolls right into X2. Sorry, T2. Sorry.
I mean, 8 years later, but yeah.
But we have no problem with that at the Broker Squad. Take your time. Make the movie right. Because T2 is one of the greatest sequels ever. Don't fucking roll this out in 86.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's one thing I will always credit James Cameron for. Is he doesn't let Hollywood rush him. He decides when he's going to make something.
What if she just put her hand on his hands like, hey, Hispanic in America, you're never going to be held down. Wait till 2020. You're going to fucking rise.
Banner, what do you think of this movie so far?
Oh.
I totally didn't realize you guys were still on this.
That's why I was holding up the finger.
Okay.
Banner, we're at the last 2 minutes. What do you think?
I mean, look, it's a
final
great
thoughts.
movie. I think the second one is better, but it's still a good fucking movie.
We were just talking about that.
All right, well, I'm gonna go pee, and then I'll give you my final thoughts.
This is a Bro Force Squad weekend, so if we're not doing a movie, the other people are doing a movie. So Banner must be done. So he's
by the way,
now.
Banner just distracted from the fact that we just got the picture of her that Kyle Reese had that John Gunner gave to her was just taken, which I really like how they end the movie like that.
Her hair's looking decent here. I'll have to give her that.
You see that?
Can
40
we all
cents?
agree that we'd fuck Sarah Connor? Can we all agree it?
I don't think that was a debate. Yeah.
No. Yeah, I don't think that was.
Those mountains look terrible.
Where is she? That is
her
bad
friend
background.
died in 30 minutes.
That
so.
is a bad background.
There we go. We did it. There you go,
All right,
Nate.
we've been
You
the
saw
Bro
it.
Force
trying-
Squad.
so
Ronnie
who was trying to
Cycling,
play
Nate
Stargate
Thurman, I'm
for me
Matt
next?
Geiger. Brian Banner is on in the last 20.
I'm trying to watch Futurama, which is fine with me. Futurama is amazing.
You can check out all our shit on our website, broforcesquad.com. We're on YouTube, iTunes, iHeartRadio, whatever you're watching us on.
We're not going through final thoughts here, Matt. You're just trying to get rid of us?
What are your final thoughts on this, Cycling?
I wanted to hear Nate's final thoughts on this. It's his first time.
Honestly, so Thurman has never seen it, ever.
No, and this has happened before. I've done commentaries on movies I've never seen before, and it's tough to keep up, but I'm definitely, now that I've gotten into it, going to go back and rewatch it and like dive in deeper, because I really like the storyline, but obviously trying to keep up with the commentary is a little tough. But from what I got from it from there, it was good. I think it held up, and like the storyline, obviously, yeah, the CGI kind of stuff they were doing kind of was lacking at some points, but I'm going to dive back in and really get into it, because it's something one of those random ones that I missed out on that I've never watched.
Yeah, definitely watch the Judgment Day, for real. I honestly, if we do Judgment Day as a commentary, you have to watch that before, because that movie deserves to be watched in a very normal sense, without distraction.
We'll do Judgment Day for sure. Banner, what do you think? You've been on here for 20 seconds. People want to hear what you think.
What if we were like, no, Banner's been on here the whole time. He's just been so high.
No, I believe it's Universal Studios in California has a Terminator ride. Fucking phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal.
What does that have to do with the movie?
They have the same
everything.
name.
Is that your final thought?
Did you get killed by the machines?
You've seen the movie.
Well, yeah, I've seen the movie. Every normal human being has seen this movie. It's a great movie. I know you haven't seen the movie. That was a fucking poke at you, because I can't.
That was a poke at me for calling me not a normal human being.
All I hope in closing after this pod, you understand finally the brilliance of not James Cameron's filmmaking, that big hair in the 80s should come back and every woman should have it. So for Brian Banner, who's been here for 28 seconds,
for some reason,
Thurman, Cycling, Geiger. I already named a bunch of shit. We're also on Anchor and Twitter at Bro4 Squad, YouTube. Subscribe to us, whatever you want. Comment below what you want us to do next. Until then, we're the Bro4 Squad, and we'll see you next time.
Later.
We'll be back. That was a perfect time to say we'll be back. What the fuck?
Fuck that up. Let's do the whole. Wait. Banner, let's do the whole movie again, because I fucked up.
Yeah, let's redo it.
Wait, you didn't hit the record button again?
No, I hit the record button. I just didn't say we'll be back.